Hey, how's it going, guys? This is Omar. Welcome back to Omar Draws, where we do fun art things. So this video is gonna be a little bit different. I actually wanna take some time to talk about my Lightbox experience. This was my first time going there, and it's been a great experience just being there. And so I just thought I'd make a quick video, just giving you guys my opinion, a little bit of review on the convention itself, and also if it's even worth it going. For those of you who don't know what Lightbox is, it's this like really cool, let's just say it's Comic-Con for concept artists, I want to say. Pretty much people from the animation, film, TV industry, they're there, they're exhibiting their artwork, they're doing panels, and it's also just a really good socializing events for artists. So for someone like me who lives in Dallas, Texas, I don't have anything like that in my city, right? I can barely find any concept artists who live here. There's a few here and there that I found through Instagram, but other than that, there's not a whole lot up here. So for someone like me, an event like this was just amazing, like, because I met so many cool people, and I got to catch up with so many friends as well. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna like break down what I did each day. It was a 3-day event. It was from October 27th till the 29th, which is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So my flight was at 7 a.m. on Friday, the 27th. And I had to wake up at 4 a.m. because the airport is like an hour away from where I live. Got on my plane, we landed and everything. And then from there, I met my buddy Elliot. And then we both decided to grab a lift and then just head to our hotel. Now, our hotel was like literally right behind the Pasadena Convention Center. That's where the event was happening. It was so convenient being so close to the event because we could literally just like walk to the event and walk back if we ever need to. The hotel was called Hotel Dina. I think it was called Sheraton back in the day, but they changed the name. We did have a few ups and downs with it because they told us that, oh, your check-in time is at 11. But then when we went there, they were like, oh, it's gonna be 2 hours later. We went 2 hours later. They said, oh shit, it's gonna be 2 hours more later. And we're like, what the hell? So it was very tiring because Pasadena time is like 2 hours ahead Dallas time. So in that sense, I've been up since 2 a.m. And then I literally went directly to the convention around like, I want to say 12:30ish, like 12:30 p.m.ish. And so we were just hanging out. And the best part was that as I was walking towards the building, right, it's like I was running into people who I've known these past 2 years, which was absolutely crazy. I don't think I've shared this before, but I've been taking classes at Brainstorm since the last 2 years. And before that, I took classes at a school called CG Spectrum. And so pretty much all my concept art studies have been online with people from all over USA, from outside the country as well. And this was a moment where I could actually like meet some of them because a lot of them were just there for the networking opportunities. The lines were pretty crazy, actually. The lines for getting in. It was kind of weird though. So we had our badges mailed to us, but then we had to wait in line to get into the building and to get a lanyard as well, which was kind of weird. But the lines were crazy. I feel like it could have been regulated a little bit more, but with the number of people there, I can see how it was that bad. So the way they had it set up was, they had panels as well, right? Now to get into a panel, you had to have a ticket. So for example, if a panel started at, 1 p.m., right? So you had to be there at least 45 minutes before the event started to grab a ticket. And then you had to be there at least 15 minutes before the panel started to get in, right? So it was a challenge. It was really hard to get into panels that you were interested in, especially if it was a famous speaker. Those tickets were just out so quickly. And once again, the lines were pretty crazy because there's so many people up there. Luckily, we were able to leave our luggage at the hotel and they gave us like a little ticket card. And then we were free to like roam around the place. The first thing that I was really looking forward to was that around 2 p.m. I had a portfolio review with Parallax Studios. And so that was the only thing that was on my mind. I'm like, okay, let me just save all my images from ArtStation on my iPad. And the Wi-Fi was pretty bad. So if you're doing a portfolio review, definitely save all your images, like either like on your iPad, your folder, or get like a Kindle or something so that you can like view them offline. And so I went there, they had their little table. And it almost felt like people who didn't sign up for portfolio reviews were still there in line getting their reviews, which is fine. I mean, that's what they're here for. But then I had to wait like 45 minutes to actually get my time slot. And then I felt so bad because like I was the last person they did a review for. And then they were like, okay, we're done. And there were like so many people behind me. And God, I felt so horrible being in that situation. But it is what it is. I want to say that was the highlight of my day on Fridays because I got to find out the things that I'm doing good on my portfolio, the things that are lacking in my portfolio, and just areas where I could improve. And it really gave me an insight as to what art directors look for in a portfolio when they're hiring people. From there, I want to say it was almost like 3 p.m. ish, and then from there we were like, and I was dead, like we were all tired. So me, my friend Elliot and Mako, we were all living in the same hotel suite, and so we just wanted to like check in our luggage at this point and just like sit on like something soft, like a sofa or a bed. And so around 4 p.m. we were finally able to get in, drop our bags and stuff. And then I head out for a little bit, and I met with some more friends from CG Spectrum. I knew these guys for a very long time, and I actually hung out with them last year. We went to another different con. So Friday went by so fast. I feel like time was moving by so fast because there was so much going on at the same time. And then from there, they had a mixer at a nearby hotel, which started at 8 p.m. from 8 to 11. And so I decided that, okay, I'll just go down to that mixer. So I walked up there, I was there exactly at 8, but that mixer was a hot mess. I want to say mainly because there were just so many people, right? And I feel like, like the size of that area, like that ballroom, whatever, it wasn't enough to hold that many people. So they actually had to like cut off the number of people they were letting in. And they're letting more people in as others were leaving. And it was so weird. Like they had like 2 bars, right? And drinks were free. And people were just like surrounded around the bar. It almost looked like, how like when a zombie apocalypse happens, you got zombies all over the place like coming at you. That's what it kind of looked like. But I was there alone, and I was waiting on my friends to come in. I did not know what to do. I was just standing around. There were a bunch of other people up there. And as I was just like waiting, I saw Dinar Warrior. If you guys don't know who he is, he's a really amazing guy, an awesome concept artist who's working in games/films. And so I ran into him, and he actually follows me back on Instagram. And he recognized me, and I was like, hey man, how's it going? Blah, blah, blah. And then I talked to him a little bit. He gave me a lot of motivation. He looked at my portfolio as well, and gave me some good pointers. So yeah, I was happy. I was like, man, I got 2 portfolio reviews today. I'm gonna call it a day. I don't want anything else from life anymore because I am tired. And just to recap, I've been up since 2 a.m. at this point, and I just wanted to go back to my suite. But then my friends show up, and then they decided to, go to different bars around the area. And literally so many people were there in those bars who were just attending Lightbox. Met with some more people, some more classmates, mutual friends. And then we all split. I was like, okay, guys, I'm gonna go back to the hotel because I'm tired. I'll see you guys later. So that was kind of like how my Friday went for the most part. Okay, so now it's day 2 of Lightbox. The first thing that we did is that we really wanted to attend Anthony Jones's panel. It was called Level Up Your Art Skills, something like that. And it was starting at around 11:45. The second day started from 10 a.m. and it ended around 6 p.m. I want to say. And we all woke up around maybe like 10:30ish, and then we got in line, got the tickets, and then we went to like a restaurant nearby and had like a brunch of some sort. And the panel itself started at 11:45. And during that time period, I decided to just go down to the exhibit area. That was pretty much an area where people were just, let's say it was an artist alley. You know how like you go to conventions and you got like tables and different artists like selling their prints and promoting their art and things like that. And it was huge. Like there were so many out there. Like it was crazy. And so I spent some time walking around. And as I was walking around, I ran into a few people from like a Discord server. I'm part of so many Discord servers, right? And I was running into like all these people from those different servers. It was really nice. It was really cool. It's so funny. It's like that meme from Umbrella Academy, like where like he's driving and then like his sister is coming out and they just like look at each other. I had a lot of moments like that where I was like, you look familiar. Oh shit. Oh wait, you're you. Oh, what's up, man? And then many times I had some people who even recognized me from like my YouTube videos. A lot of them recognize me from my beanie, which I'm not wearing right now, but which was pretty cool also. So there are these little moments that were happening, and I made a point to like say hi to whoever I like recognized even a little bit, because the chances were that they recognized me back, or they were just like, oh, okay, cool, yeah, nice to meet you. So it was time for Anthony Jones's talk, so I attended that. It was like an hour long. And then from there, I decided to meet my friend Rachel, who I was going to have coffee with. During that time, she brought some more people, so we decided to have lunch. And then it's so funny, I'm here with these people just talking, catching up. Turns out one of the people from that group, turns out he was Ahmed Al-Duri. For those of you who don't know who this guy is, he's like this really cool YouTuber and an artist who works in the industry. And he was disguised as Mario. And I didn't even recognize him, right? Because I don't know, I just didn't recognize him for some reason. And when I was introducing myself to all these people, and he just told me, oh, my name's Ahmed, you can call me Ed, whatever's easy. And I'm like, oh, cool, And then my friend's like, yeah, he makes YouTube videos as well, whatever. And I'm thinking he's just like, a small-time YouTuber like me. And I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool, man. Yeah. I want to see your videos someday, blah, blah, blah. And then I realized he was the Ahmed Al-Duri when I took a selfie with them, right? And I posted what I was doing throughout the day. I was taking selfies with all my friends, and I was tagging them on my stories, And so there was like 6-7 people of us, and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna take a selfie. Y'all just tag yourself, and then whatever, we'll follow each other. And so I took the picture. Everyone tagged themselves. We started eating, and then I pulled my phone back, and I was just like looking at everyone's profile, and then I clicked on it. I was like, wait a minute, Ahmed Al-Duri, what? And I had a major starstruck moment. I was like, dude, what the hell? Like, I didn't recognize you. That was the highlight of my day on Saturday, because I don't really do a whole lot of like character design or portrait design, but back in 2020, 2021, I used to do a lot of portraits, and I used to like I was always on the lookout for like cool brushes and stuff, and I used to use Ahmed Al-Duri's pack. I used to watch all his videos. Like, this dude's amazing, and the best part about him was that he was so humble and down to earth. Like, he didn't treat us as if he was like, I'm like a pro artist and you guys are peasants, that kind of thing, which was really nice of him. But it was so cool, that was like definitely an experience. Around 3 p.m. we were done with that. Like I said, I wasn't able to attend a lot of panels, if I'm being honest with you, because I was just running into so many people that I low-key knew, but I just did not know IRL, right? And that was the biggest thing for me attending Lightbox. I feel like it gave me an opportunity to meet all these really cool and amazing people out there, and many times connecting with people who I did not know, but they were mutual friends, and those guys turned out to be even cooler. Around 4 p.m. I met with some more friends who I got stopped, and then they went to lunch, so I was like, okay, fine, I'll go to lunch with you guys again. At this point I had like 3 lunches so I ended up like taking out some of the food, and I had that for dinner. I met another guy who is actually from Dallas, but he doesn't live in Dallas. He lives in California, and he works for DreamWorks right now. And I connected with him online through a friend from work. And so I met him, and then he introduced me to like a couple other people who work at Treyarch. I didn't get to talk to them a whole lot. I got a chance to like follow them on Instagram. They followed me back, handed out some business cards, and they're all like nice enough to like give me portfolio reviews. Not on the spot, but they said that, hey, just message us, we'll help you out. I was able to meet Kevin Jick. He was actually one of my teachers at Brainstorm. I took a class from him earlier this year, which was really cool, and got to learn a lot. From there, it was like almost 6 p.m. And then a lot of my friends decided to go to this place called the Doghouse. It's like a bar slash, I want to say dinner place, whatever. And during that time, they were having some concept art awards going on. And like I said, I didn't really attend that because I was just like mingling and socializing with all my friends. And that's how my whole Lightbox experience was for the most part, right? And then eventually, Saturday ended as well, just like that. Sunday, I want to say Sunday, I could have probably skipped because I feel like everyone was just tired by then, including me. It was just like, oh my God, I'm so tired. All the exhibitors, all the people and the artists, showing their work and like selling it, whatever. Even they look super tired, especially pros who were like doing panels all day. They look really tired as well. So I feel like Sunday, I could have probably skipped. On Sunday, I was trying really hard to get a portfolio review from like different studios. And honestly, there wasn't a whole lot of film, I want to say, film or TV, or at least I couldn't find them. It was very focused on like animation and visual development, which is kind of a bummer because like the stuff that I do is like very cinematic. So the only other studios that I saw that do that kind of thing was 9B Collective, West Studios to some extent, and then there was the Concept Art Association. And I did not know that these guys had their portfolio reviews opened up, but it was like you had to register for it online. I think what happened was that a lot of these different studios that were at Lightbox, for a short amount of time, they either posted on their website or LinkedIn that, hey, we're gonna be doing portfolio reviews. So pick a slot, and then once all the time slots were filled, they probably took down their posts, because that's what it felt like. And so I didn't really have a whole lot of luck, but I did end up, just like scanning QR codes and whatnot, and apparently they said that, hey, you can email us your portfolio, we can still have a look at it, we're just booked out. And I get it, Lightbox is the sort of an event where there were just so many people and literally everyone's trying to get something out of it, right? I mean, if I'm not the only one who's trying to go there to get a portfolio review, probably like hundreds of people like me who are trying to do that as well. By 4 p.m. I actually left it was only till 5 p.m. and then by 4:30ish I actually left the event, and we woke up so late that day that we didn't really do that much. But I made so many cool new friends, so many existing friends. Like for me personally, as far as my experience goes, I absolutely loved being there. It's just because the socializing, the networking between like so many different artists, like it was so easy to say hello to like different people. Like when I was waiting in line to get into different panels panels that I did not even attend. If there was someone in front of me or behind me, I just like introduced myself. I was like, hey, I'm Omar, nice to meet you, whatever. Here's a business card, and then here's my Instagram. And it was that simple, right? One thing that I wish I did a little bit more is that I wish I would have like gotten a little bit more out of my comfort zone and like approach people who I did not know at all, or approach a bunch of people who were like pros in the industry. Because at one point I just had so many friends all over the place that I feel like I did not meet that many new people, if that makes sense. A lot of people that I was meeting were people that I low-key knew, and then I was just like catching up with them. So, but then again, it was my first time attending, so I did not really know what to expect from this. If I'm going next year, I'm definitely gonna make sure that I try to say hi to as many random people as possible, you know? Like, I wasn't doing that enough. I was mostly just staying within my own little group, my little circle. And I was just like friend hopping the entire 3 days for the most part. So is Lightbox really worth it? The answer is absolutely. You know, if you're a concept artist in USA or outside of USA, and if you can make it to Lightbox, definitely do. It's one of those things where you just feel good about yourself, right? You feel like you're not alone in this industry, right? There's so many other people, so many nice people who are there to help you out, so many people who want to like hear you out, so many people in the same boat as you, and it just feels very relatable to be at an event like this. And honestly, Pasadena is such a nice and bougie area. Like there are so many cool restaurants right around the convention center. Like you could just like walk and go to like different places, do so much in that little area. And also, it was also very safe. You know, usually cities are not that safe or clean, but Pasadena itself was like really nice. So, you know, it was absolutely safe, even if you're like traveling alone. On Sunday, I did get a chance to talk to Proco for a little bit. He had his little exhibit as well. Man, he looked so tired. I felt bad for him. But, you know, he's such a good guy to put yourself out there and like talk to so many of your followers, your fans. It takes a lot of energy. And so I appreciate every single one of these guys who did that. Because I had some YouTube questions. I was like, hey, man, you got any tips on how to grow a YouTube channel? He gave me some really good, he didn't give me a whole lot of tips, but he gave me like some very brief answers. And he told me that it's always better to either post educational content or be so good at your art that people would want to like buy your art, and you use YouTube to promote it. So you see people like, you know, Ross Draws, Sam Does Arts, you know, those two are like the bigger ones for me. And I feel like they make their own people, they do their own drawings, whatever, and people just like buy their stuff, you know. So people just like enjoy watching them. They have really cool personalities, and they want to just watch them paint. And sometimes they also want to like buy their stuff, right? So that's like the collector side. And then someone like Proco, he's more like on the educational side, you know, teaching people how to do anatomy, you know, how to draw and things like that. Inviting more people on his channel to teach us a specific skill, a specific technique. So he was telling me like, yeah, why do you want to make videos? You know, try to figure that out. For me personally, I don't know that yet. I feel like I'm trying to stay in the middle zone for now. Like I want to show the things, I want to make tutorials, but at the same time I also want to like make cool stuff, right, using those techniques. So that was definitely a good point. He did mention that making YouTube shorts is also a good way to grow your account, you know, little things like that. I just asked him a few things here and there. A really cool guy. I met with my friend Andres. He does concept art for different films and TV. A super experienced guy. You know, I've been following him for the past year. I want to say maybe earlier this year. And he was really nice too. He met me, he met my friend Mako. He gave us some real cool advice. He just told us how it is working in the industry, especially for games and film, and like how fast paced, you know, the work is. So I was just getting little bits of information from everyone that I was meeting during Lightbox, which, you know, I really enjoyed, right? After Lightbox, man, the post Lightbox depression is real. When I got back home, I was like, oh my God, is this actually over? I'm gonna literally get up and go to work the next day and then be back in this constant cycle of just, you know, being at this spot where I'm just working, coming home, drawing. But you know what? It does motivate me and inspire me a lot. You know, I'm so glad I went there, and I feel like now I can approach my projects, I can approach my YouTube channel with like a lot of energy, because, you know, I know that if I work hard, I can make it, you know? I can be like these people who were exhibiting. I can be like these people who are like just walking around giving advice, and these people who are doing panels and working in the industry. And so it gave me like a lot of hope, a lot of courage. So yeah, at the end of the day, it was totally worth it, you know? And I'm so glad I went there, you know, especially if you're living in a situation where you don't have a lot of like support in your area. Going to like these events like these, having like creating a supportive community, it's so helpful for the brain and for the body and for your heart, you know. It's like, you know, we're artists, you know, we're sensitive people. Everything that we draw and put out, you know, it's from the heart, right? And so you need to have people who understand your vision and who can relate to you. That's gonna be it, you know, for me. This is what my experience has been with Lightbox, you know. I'm sure there are like other people out there who probably only went for the panels. Maybe they didn't meet a whole lot of friends, or maybe they were just going alone. For someone like that, you know, definitely attend panels. You know, those are really good. It's a really good way to like learn new things. But at the same time, I kind of felt like attending panels was also, I wouldn't say a waste of time, but it almost felt like the panels, I can always watch them on YouTube, you know, later on, but I can't meet my friends again on YouTube because, you know what I mean? Like a couple of days before Lightbox 2023 happened, they started releasing most of their content from last year on the YouTube channel, right? So, and a lot of the topics for the videos were very similar to what they had this year. So even if you'd missed the panels, you know, you can always go back and watch their older panels, and the information is out there. You know, they might have different artists doing the same panel. They might have slightly different opinions, but the information relatively is the same. So I highly recommend, if you can meet friends, connect with people, do it. If not, you're shy, you're introverted, attend panels. You know, you can do that all day, take down notes, and try to just be a cool dude, you know. Say hi to maybe like people sitting next to you, you know. Everyone's super friendly, super nice. Everyone's there for the same purpose. So with that being said, you guys, that should be all for today. Thank you so much for coming by, watching this video. I'm gonna start working on a new project next video. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. Thinking about some things that I want to share with you guys. It might be more content related to 3D code, Blender, Photoshop, stuff that I've been doing. If you guys are here for the first time, you know, I post tutorials on how to use 3D code for concept art, Blender for concept art, and mostly approaching all these softwares as a concept artist, right? We're not approaching it as a 3D artist. It's mostly like, hey, how can I use these techniques to make like cool shots, cool environment shots? So yeah, thank you for coming by. I'll see you guys in the next one.